Like growing up in this society, and just because you have this skin tone, you have different rules that you gotta abide by, or you can't be proud of your history because you're this skin tone. Like people really got killed because they were a different skin tone, bro. You know how stupid that is?
Yeah.
You know how ignorant you gotta be to put somebody in a tree and hang them because they're black? It's probably the dumbest shit I ever heard, bro, to be honest with you. Like, I say this from not an ignorant standpoint, by the way. So shout out to the educators. I'm not diminishing what you put out there and what I've learned. I'm saying that it's one of the dumbest things ever.
Yeah.
It really is.
And honestly, through my life experience and what I've experienced.
Shalom. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah, His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone. Single honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3. And the reason why I'm making this video because Kyrie Irving, the Lord is a separatist, understanding racism, right? Because people have their favorite dish when they eat, have a favorite car, you know. So that means that you're in favor of something, right? So a pianist, the suffix, the last portion of that, ist, someone who's fond of playing the piano. A gymnast, someone who's fond of being acrobatic, being in gymnastics, So you got to understand that certain words have certain meanings. So if you're racist, that just means that you're in favor for your race. How you go about it just goes to show your mannerism, whether you're benevolent or you're malevolent. There's a difference in it. But when you're talking about being hated for your color, that doesn't make sense because if you look at roots in the beginning, it showed that there was another dark-skinned people with the Europeans, as you call, but in the Bible they're known as Edomites, that was taking the Mandingo tribe and sold them into slavery. That's why they'll blatantly say, "Oh, your own people sold you into slavery." No, there was another dark-skinned nation that did the same thing. All right, forgive me. That just means it was another dark-skinned nation, right? Like you can tell the difference from an African compared to an African American, so to say, or a black person, as you people would say, so-called Negroes. There's people in East India. They're darker than me, darker than Wesley Snipes, and you can clearly look at them and tell that they are not a so-called Negro. So it had nothing to do with the skin tone. It goes back to Jacob and Esau. I mean, don't forget you did watch that documentary, so you understand what I'm talking about. So it's not blatantly about skin color. It's also about um why we were in the captivity. You know why. But I want to bring out some precepts really quick. Now going into saying we were hung because of our color, no, it really goes back to a curse. This is Deuteronomy chapter 2. Now this is not a curse though. This is actually in the law, but understand this law also became a curse unto our people. I'm gonna prove that. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 23. I'm sorry, 22. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of God, that the land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God gave thee for an inheritance. And when we were hung, we were laid up there for an example. That's why it was called, it was a phrase in the South known as strange fruit. They see people see strange fruit hanging from trees. That was us. Now let me prove another point. Now this is Galatians 3:10. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse, for it is written, curses everyone that continueth not in all things that are written in the book of the law to do them. We did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so the curses fell upon us. Hence, going into slavery on ships, worshiping gods made of wood and stone, right? Being the tail and our enemy being the head. The Lord even said the enemy will come in as swift as an eagle. All right, the eagle that goes back to the ancient Greeks and the Romans. And remember, Hitler, the Germans, he also used the eagle. And what's the national bird of America? The eagle. It's on their dollar bill. You can't make that up, right? So let's keep going. Galatians 3:11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. So in other words, if you have faith, you will keep the law because you reversing the righteous act on the righteous acts in the land of joy and water, meaning that we're tributaries in our captivity. Understand? Verse 13. This is the point. Mashiach, not Christ, Mashiach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is every one that hangeth on a tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Mashiach YAHAWASHI, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. Notice it's saying we. So when you go to Deuteronomy, that curse was for who? The Israelites, because the law was only given to the Israelites. When Moses went up on Mount Sinai for 40 days or 40 nights, come on, people, use your brain. He was not up there for 40 days or 40 nights and only got 10 commandments, y'all. Let's stop playing. There's over 613 laws in the Bible, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? That's why he was up there for 40 days and 40 nights, people. So you read Deuteronomy, that was a law written to the Israelites. So when it said that the Lord, Yahweh became a curse, he became a curse for us, for our sins. Right? Because we had to go into captivity because the Lord made a promise unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not to all people. The new covenant is not for all people, it's only for our people. So when you understand why that hatred was there, it's not because of of our skin tone, it's because of who we are according to our bloodline. Okay? Now let's get back to it.
It really is, bro. You really don't like somebody because they're a different color, they're a different religion, bro. That's the dumbest shit ever for me. I don't get along with people like that, bro. And I don't have time to listen to people like that. Literally, you're trying to downplay the fact of racism and then say, pick up your bootstraps and work harder when there's a whole system designed to oppress people that have darker skin tones.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm a this.
And you know what's ironic about him saying that though? Look in the background. Wouldn't that be the dark depictions of how what they say the Virgin Mary and the Son will look, in a sense, right? But my point is that what he's speaking on is written in the scriptures, right? How is it that we come to America? Even the Lord said, "Ye shall build." Lord said, "You shall plant a vineyard and shall not drink thereof. You shall build a house and not live therein." We did all those things. Lord said, "You shall be sold unto your enemy, and no man shall buy you." You go into the word, by Deuteronomy 28:16, it said, "No man shall save thee." No one on earth has come to aid, to help the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans after this, the transatlantic slave trade. Like you said, they built the system that was 200 years ahead of us, that was not created for us. But then, as we continue to live here, constantly oppress us, and then the other foreign nations get to come in, get loans, and don't have to pay no taxes for up to 7 years. But we actually built this country. You cannot tell me that that's not a curse on the people. You cannot tell me that, and that's exactly what happened. But remember, the Lord is a separatist. It's the reason why these things happen, though. Now, pay attention to this. And I will set my glory, Ezekiel 39:21. And I will set my glory among the heathen. And all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. Remember what I said? We built this society, but we really don't. We're not even accepted of the same society. It's a curse upon us. You got to read Deuteronomy chapter 28. Ezekiel 39:22. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God from that day and forward. Once again, distinguishing your God, none else. And the heathen shall know it, all the nations outside of Israel, that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them. We had no choice. We were going to go into slavery, because who can never resist the will of the Lord? Therefore hid my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword. Right? So the whole house had to go into captivity. So yeah, that's why there's a hatred there. But the Lord is a separatist. Remember that. Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, it's everybody on earth, all right? He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. It's all about Israel, people, okay? For the Lord's portion is his people, not all his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So we went into captivity because of our consequences, all right, for our iniquity. But whatever nation that did that to us, they're going to go into captivity as well. Plain and simple, right? Revelation 13:9-10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience in the faith of the saints. The patience in the faith of the saints. I mean, how that song go? Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, I pray I be in that number. I mean, who do you think the saints are? They're talking about Abraham. And in the number, they're talking about 144,000. But it's only about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, Jacob is his lot. The Lord said, whoever put you into captivity today, they're going to go into captivity. Here's the patience in the faith of the saints. So it's not about how we feel. It's about what's real. Like they tell us to forget slavery, but they don't tell you to forget the 4th of July when they celebrated, because in 1776 we were still slaves, bro. You know, the Emancipation Proclamation to get us out of slavery from the South had nothing to do with making us free. They just wanted to make everybody corporate slaves, and the South hated it. That's why the South kept saying they gonna rise again. Esau, the so-called white man, read the book of Obadiah. The Lord said, "Your pride has deceived thee." Remember, the Lord said He gave us to their hands. Now look at how they talk and treat us like, come on, you could be on Call of Duty playing all day. The 11-year-old boy, nigga, bring me my ones, nigga, go pick my cotton. He 11 years old. Why is he talking like we back in the 1800s, 1700s? Huh? Who you think still telling them that? Who think embedding them in that? No matter how much you try to show them love, how much you want to be arm in arm with them, these people it's embedded in them because it's something that's spiritual. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Look at the society we live in. No matter how much of an echo chamber you want to live in, we all want to stay in our own bubble. The Lord gonna bring judgment to your front door like you ordered it. Why do you think a billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg is building the freaking underground bunker? Like he don't know what the fuck's going on. That shit's not for show, people. These missiles being built, not for show, people. All these threats and all these nations coming against America is not for show, people. This is the mystery of whore Babylon. Right? Got to get out your feelings. He said some other stuff too, but I just want to speak on that real quick. I ain't want to be too long. But anyways, with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edified, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Allah, Buffalo Babal, Shalom. I'm gonna leave the link of this video in the description box.